Hi Leo, this is going to be a general message for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, asking the question, do they miss you? So this is for any of you who are in a relationship, a very deeply committed relationship, and you're no longer together. So this is a general message, guys. It can't possibly resonate with all of you. Take what resonates, throw out the rest, and just treat it as, seeds for thought, as we go along. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to pull a Black Moon Tarot for a crowning energy. We're going to get some advice from Wisdom of the Oracle. We're going to pull the Rider-Waite to get some messages about what happened, where you are now, challenges and outcome. And then we'll end it with a final yes/no card. If they miss you. If it becomes really obvious that they miss you throughout the reading, then my question is going to be turned up a little bit too. Is it possible for you guys to reunite? Okay, so let's get right into this. Spirit Guide Universe. Messages for Leo. Messages for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Pluto, transformation. Nice. Let's put this down here for now. Talk about the crowning energy first with the advice. Okay, we'll go with the Wisdom of the Oracle. Any messages for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus regarding their ex-partner? Do they miss them? What messages do they need to know? What messages do they need to know? Messages do they need to know? Okay. The Fates. Okay. Okay. Two good cards. All right. So why don't we talk about? Let's talk about Pluto first. Let's talk about transformation. So Pluto is all about endings and beginnings, Leo. It's not a card of physical death per se, but it's about the death and the new start of something. This is about the decks being cleared for something new. So as far as your partner goes, I'm getting that they understand that your relationship, the way it was, will never be able to be revisited the way it was because it wasn't healthy. This is them recognizing that whatever you guys had, it was just not good for them. It wasn't good for you. You guys were not good together in it. But what I like about this is there's this understanding of that and this desire to clear the decks, to transform. You need elements to transform. So this tells me that since you guys were in a relationship that was difficult, this time period apart that you guys have is either going to set the landscape for you guys to revisit this in a much deeper, more fulfilling way, or it's going to completely end it altogether. So if you guys were in this space of doing the cycle thing, that hamster wheel of you fight, you make up, you get back together and you fight again and you break out and go round and round and round, no more of that. This is either you guys getting back together and really making it last, because this is when you get Pluto, there's a very definitive, solid foundation on the other side of it. If something is transformed, it's either going to be that or it's going to be nothing. Okay, that is just the way this goes. This energy goes. So it's definitely going to be an intense time for your partner because they're going to be trying to figure this out. They're very sensitive right now. I'm getting to any sort of low vibrational energy. They're in a space of really trying to get in touch with what happened, and they really have no space in their life right now for any sort of like energy or emotional vampires. Not saying that you're one, but I do get this idea that they're kind of keeping themselves isolated from any kind of negative energy. This could even be friends and family who have something to say about your relationship. I get a very isolated vibe from them while they're going through this change. And they're very much in this mindset of really deep sadness. There's deep sadness here because you guys did not go the way they thought. In their mind, they really saw a different type of ending. This is a very deep, personal hurt that they're having. So the fact that I'm getting this, Sag, I'm going to say right now, because I like to do this in these kind of readings, well, this energy, this pain that I'm feeling, that they're feeling, is not possible in somebody who is a narcissist, who's a true narcissist. So if you've been dealing with a narcissist who has no empathy, they gaslight you, they deflect everything on you, they steal from you, they lie from you consistently, all of that, this is not your reading. Because this person loves you. this person is hurting, and this person understands that where you guys have been can't be revisited, whether it means ending and they're feeling incredibly sad about it, or trying to figure out how to actually transform it. Because as far as the transforming element, there is this idea of, and the energy to support this rejuvenation and this healing and this rebirth. Because transformation, first of all, this card in the regular tarot is equivalent to the Six of Swords. So that's about transformation and endings and beginnings and new ways of doing things, and the end of an old story in a very intense way being rebirthed, right? So really that's what transformation is, right, in and of itself. But we have to see what other cards end up showing up to see if it's actually going to be rebuilt, or is it going to be something that's basically just, you know, kind of put to rest. So the advice here is the fate. So still not getting any direct answers from this, just the fact that the transformation is pretty much a fated thing as well. So let's talk about what this means. You know, as far as relationships go, this is about acceptance, quite frankly, right? This energy is about, this is the serenity prayer, right? This is about God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the wisdom, and the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That's what this is, right? As far as an advice card, but having to do with your relationship. Your partner's in a space of recognizing that you are who you are and that they can't change you, and that they're who they are and you can't change them. And the challenge that they're going through right now is accepting that they can't make you be a certain way just so that their life could be made easier, and vice versa. So I'm getting that for whatever reason, you guys had just a bucking of the heads when it came to being on the same page with certain things. Or there was a consistent, I'm also getting for a number of you, this consistent issue with miscommunication, misunderstandings. One of you painting a narrative to be a certain way and it not being that way at all. Accusing each other of feeling things and doing things that were not based in reality, but based in your fears. So, and this consistently created these issues. And they're in the space of wondering, like, if I do that and they do that, like, you know, can this even work? Can this ever even work? But this is them really looking at how they might attempt and you might attempt to mold each other to fit each of your views on how you each think the other one should be. But the thing is with this, when we're dealing with the fates, this relationship is fated. You know, that makes sense, right? It's fated, right? You guys are meant to, first of all, ask and answer the big question that if whoever your partner is, as they are right now, or as they were in your relationship, would you be willing to accept them for that version of themselves? Because I'm getting that they feel like you were not going to accept them for all their warts, bumps, and alls. Or vice versa, they were not willing, you felt like they weren't willing to accept you and they were the ones trying to change you. But it's this idea of not accepting each other for exactly who and what you each were or are. But this is definitely fated. You guys are meant to evolve into a better version of yourselves as a result of this. So there are lessons being learned here. This is very karmic. So yeah, this could definitely be a soulmate energy, where soulmates, it's all about learning the lessons. And some of those lessons are really uncomfortable. But you guys are meant to be, you are very meant to be in each other's lives to learn lessons, very specific to learn lessons. So, you know, it might behoove you right now to figure out what those lessons are. And, you know, do you guys feel like you would be able to work through them? Because if it's communication issues, you know, I always say that's definitely something that could be worked through. Not everything can, you know, not everything can if you think about it. You know, if you suddenly just like not attracted to your partner anymore, you know, that's hard. Well, why is that? You know, maybe you guys just don't have a meeting of the souls anymore. That's really hard to work with. But if you have the connection and you have the desire, why not? Just need to figure out how to communicate in a way that, and you know what's funny about communication and relationships? I learned a long time ago. And then I had it confirmed in my psychology classes. It's all very subjective. And that's the issue in relationships is, you know, you think you're doing the right thing. In a relationship, you're communicating well, you're giving them what they need, but you're giving them what they need according to your version of what you think they need. And it might not be what they need. You know, so it's all about the languages of love, the 5 languages of love. Great book. If you guys want a good read and you're really interested in understanding how to really better connect with your partner, awesome book. Has some really good activities in there if your partner's open to it. But even if not, I mean, you can learn things just for yourself. All right, let's get some messages. Messages for Leo. Messages for Leo. Okay. Feels done. Feels done. Yeah. Okay. It's past. Wow. High Priestess in the Tower. This is now King of Cups, Emperor reversed. Okay. All right. Leo. All right. This is going to be your partner's energy, how they're viewing the relationship. You need to understand that I tapped into, before I even turn the camera on, you have to understand I sage, I meditate, and I meditate very heavily on the archetype of the sign that I'm working with. I've explained that in other videos, but if you're new to my channel, so whatever I'm going to say here, I'm going to say from the perspective of the energy I'm getting for your partner. That doesn't mean it's real. It doesn't mean it's in reality. It doesn't mean it's fact. This is a very subjective from their point of view. Okay? So, in the past, your partner really had so much faith in your connection. The High Priestess energy is all about higher consciousness and intuition and having gone through a lot. So this is your partner having gone through quite a lot in their life and them recognizing in you that you were very different and that you had this level and this connection to them that they were really looking for. Not only were they attracted to you, they connected with you on a very emotional level, on a physical level. There was just this higher level connectedness, right? Nothing surface here. Nothing surface. When we're talking about this High Priestess connection, it is everything that's like not in the physical, but the physical ends up getting pulled into it because the internal is so strong. And we are definitely going to be pulling some cards for the Tower. But then it fell apart. It fell apart. Now, the Tower represents something that we trusted falling apart, and it happens abruptly. And I'm getting that your partner felt this happened abruptly, even if in your mind it wasn't abrupt at all. Even if in your mind you were like feeling this build up, you were acknowledging the arguments, you knew it wasn't okay, but there was some sort of, I am getting, your partner had some sort of denial about what the arguments meant. Maybe they weren't looking deep enough into and underneath the argument. Because arguments are only like release valves, right? For deeper issues, you know, keeping it real. That's what jealousy is. That's what any kind of frustration is. The arguments are just where it all lands. But everything that's under that, that's the stuff that needs to be looked at. So if you were in a situation where those things weren't being looked at and you had this massive argument, this overflow, and everything just kind of came down. Okay, now this also, Tower moments also means the breaking down of an old way of thinking. Okay, so this can also indicate to me that your partner's in a space of recognizing, right, in the past, the way that they're thinking was really not serving themselves, your relationship, nothing. They knew there had to be some sort of updating of their moral compass, or you had to update yours, where they were realizing that you did not have like a moral code that they agreed with, that the way you framed reality was just significantly different than how they framed reality. But it's this idea of this lower level thinking that just needed to come down. There was just not serving anyone's higher purpose. So before we even go on, let's just get some more information about this Tower moment. What ended up causing the Tower, Spirit? How did they go from thinking of Leo as the High Priestess to this Tower? What happened? What happened? I feel like that Emperor reverse has something to do with it, or they're suspicious. Okay, so the Six of Pentacles reverse is indicating you were not sharing something, you were holding back from some sort of connection with them. Okay, you guys were holding back a connection. Now, this could be in the mundane level, money, where there were a lot of issues about money, but I'm getting that it was more about there being mental games being played, right? And where they felt like very compromised in their mental health because of situations that were going on with you. They were not viewing you as being trustworthy. Yeah, and yes, okay, listen, they were viewing you as somebody who was being very divisive because you guys were cross purposes with each other. You guys were not seeing eye to eye, but the fact that it's reversed is telling me that they were viewing you as somebody who was not to be trusted, okay? Were you playing mind games with them? Mind games being played here. Okay, so Leo, either you or your partner, okay, whoever you were dealing with, honestly believed that what was going on was just absolutely wrong. Okay, it was wrong on every level. If they are people of faith, meaning religious, something was going on in your relationship that went against their religious code, but it just could be their moral code. Like they felt like something you were doing was inherently lacking integrity, lacking in morality, and it was really hard for them to deal with it anymore. And they were just not willing to have that connection with you anymore. Things ended up falling apart. Either you were dishonest with them, you didn't have their back with a certain situation, maybe something happened with your friends and family and you threw them under the bus, even if it was innocently, something that they had a really hard time processing. But whatever it is, I'm getting that they honestly believe that they couldn't trust you anymore. And their trust was so compromised that they just couldn't be with you anymore. So but the thing is, right now, they're in this space with this King of Cups where, you know, they're very ready and full of emotion and full of love and ready to bring this to themselves. But with the Emperor reverse, this is, you know, usually in tarot, it does have to do with, the Emperor reverse is the card in the narcissist or the narcissistic personality, or the tendencies, right? We were just talking about how much your partner is hurting. I have to tell you what I'm getting here, though. I'm getting that your partner, because they're feeling this heavy King of Cups energy, is just looking for something healthier right now. Something healthier for them to be involved in that's going to really speak to their heart and make them feel supported and make them feel loved in a way that that they need. But the way you're looking at it, because you still feel so connected to them, is that they're being really, really dishonest and shady. I am getting that they're feeling very justified, Leo, in moving on at this point. And, you know, they're acting in this way knowing that you see them that way. And that really bothers them, but they're still going to be living their life. They feel like they can't get what they need in your connection. There's something about your connection that's not feeding their heart space. And they're looking elsewhere to have it fed. But they know that you're going to view them in a lesser light. And that bothers them because they do have very strong feelings for you. They do love you. Yeah. And the challenge here with the Five of Cups, because this is about disillusionment, right? It's about having a broken heart. It's about having to face the music and just understand that things are as they are and that they're not going to, from what they could see, from the position that they're in right now, they can't have what they need with you. They don't even see the Two of Cups standing behind. He doesn't see it there. He's just looking at the watery emotions. He's looking at what is spilled. He's focusing on the negative right now. And that's really getting in the way of acknowledging anything that could be potentially worked out. And this is in the challenge position. This really is. So, they're in a space of feeling like, you know what, I have to just move forward. I have to come up with a new plan for myself and start things anew on a new path. Because I just don't feel like I'm going to get what I need here. This is them really wanting it, but really feeling and coming to terms with the fact that they're just not going to have what they need with you. Or at least that's what they're seeing and feeling right now. Okay? Now, as far as the Magician goes, the Magician reverse, what this indicates to me, I'm getting in the outcome. I'm getting that you guys are fighting over how things got handled post the separation. I get this very strongly, and I don't usually get this. The Magician reverse is a very manipulative energy, somebody who acts without integrity, without morality, is not very honest. But the thing is, you guys are arguing about this and nobody's winning, because the Five of Wands reverse is like you got battling it out, battle of the wills and all that, but nobody's winning here. Nobody's winning. Because the Magician is all about making the magic happen and moving forward and starting new and creating, right? But with it in reverse, there's no creation here. There is a lot of blaming going on here. There's a lot of deflecting, there's blaming. But you know what I'm getting, Leo? I'm getting that, all right, I mean, egos are involved here for sure, but I'm getting like you each honestly believe your own narratives. And for everything, there's always three sides to these stories, right? His side, her side, and the truth. So, but I'm getting that you guys in the outcome, you're not even able to see this. Yes, and then we have the Three of Swords reverse and the Eight of Pentacles reverse. Okay, so the Eight of Pentacles reverse, first of all, this is about building together towards this achievement in the real world, right? The tangible. So this is about saving money and gaining resources and buying a home and having a set plan and having this connection, and it's reverse. And it's because of this Three of Swords reverse. So I like the reverse better than the upright, because at least in the reverse, your feelings are getting shared. If you're not together right now, you guys are going to be meeting up and you're going to have an argument, okay? You guys are definitely not, if this is resonating with you, you guys are not done. There's going to be an argument. But I want to clarify something with the Three of Swords. Three of Swords can be a third-party situation, absolutely. It can be an active third party. It can be a third party that was forever ago that's still lingering in the relationship, even if just emotionally. This could be nothing to do with another person. This could be, this is you, this is them, and this is an external situation to the two of you. So this could be one of your jobs. This could be just this argument. There's a lack of meeting of the minds. This could be issues with your family. This could just be, a negative way of seeing each other that's getting in the way of you guys being able to sit down and have a rational conversation, because there is a lot of blaming that's going on here. But again, I do like that it's reverse, way more positive than the upright, because in the upright, you have the pain and it's stagnation and there's no closure and nothing can get fixed from there. But with the Three of Swords in reverse, at least you guys are communicating, and at least the Eight of Pentacles is here. We can turn it the right side up, which is a very benefic energy, right? I mean, that's about working together to create something, but communication is not here. Lots of ego in the way here. Lots of ego in the way here, Leo, for sure. You guys are looking at this through your egos and not through your open heart. If you guys don't have empathy for each other during this space, you're never going to be able to figure it out. I'm going to tell you that right now. I could see it. You don't have to agree with what your partner says. You just have to be able to listen to them with an open heart and then try to understand why they might feel like that. And if they need something addressed in a certain way, see if you can do that for them, if it's reasonable. And they need to do the same for you. No one-way streets here, right? Yeah, I mean, if that's not possible, because, oh man, is there a lot of ego here. It's just a lot of ego. a lot of ego. And it's your partner just wanting to move away from it, but at the same time, they're feeling pulled back by you. They want to move away, but it's bothering them that you might think negatively of that. They wouldn't care if they didn't still love you, right? I'm saying in every video, the opposite of love is indifference, right? Yes, yes, yes. All right, let's get a yes-no energy. Let's get a yes-no. It's the energy. Oh, you know what? I feel like I need two. Let's do two. Let's find out if they miss you. I feel like they do, but let's just confirm that. I'm not taking reversals, by the way. I just want to say that before I pull. I don't take reversals with the yes-no cards, and then we're going to pull an energy to see if you guys could work it out at any point. Okay, first. It's Leo's partner, who they are not with right now. They're missing Leo. They're missing Leo. They're missing Leo. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, they're missing you, Leo. A lot. A lot. Yes. Oh, my heart hurts from this reading. Honestly. I have to go take a shower and sage after this. No offense to you guys. Love you guys. Love Leos. Like, I come from a family of Leos. Everybody's a Leo in my family. Except for me and my one brother and my mother. And I come from a big family. Okay. Let's get... work it out. Is the energy going to support them working it out at any point? Is the energy going to support them working it out at any point? Is the energy going to support them working it out at any point? Okay, no reversals. Knight of Wands, yes. Yeah, okay. Leo, doesn't mean you're going to work it out. Doesn't mean you have to work it out. You have free will. If they were really creepy to you and did horrible things, then of course you're going to want to keep walking. But know that they miss you, and that if the circumstances are right and this landscape gets cleared with that transformation, you guys have the energy supporting you guys getting back together in a beautiful way. Communication. I said this to someone else. I think I said it to Gemini. If you get to the point where you're actually speaking with your partner and you want this, Leo, if you want it. If you don't want it, then you don't want it, right? Totally fine. Move on, right? But if you want it and you're in a space of being able to work it out, when you guys get to this point, because you're going to have an argument, try your very best to hold their hand. While you're sitting there, sit next to each other and try holding hands. Just try to get them to just hold your hand. It's really, really hard to get very aggressive in an argument with someone you actually really love deep down. When you're holding hands, it's really hard, right? Because we get defensive and we want to pull away. Don't let yourselves pull away. Try to have the conversation no matter how heated it gets. Squeeze each other's hands if you need to, but try that. It's a beautiful little trick that works very beautifully, okay? So, Leo, that is what I have for you right now. I will see you guys next week for the September reads, okay? Can you believe September already? Okay, guys, until next time, take care. Bye-bye.